right, I was wrong. Baby Witch had ATELIER. It's kind of similar to Harry Potter. I was wrong. But like, don't leave. Here's what happened. I forgot most of the stuff that I read in the manga. You see, how they release a chapter is not like, you know, stereotypical once a week thing. It's more like once the month if you're lucky. And throughout those period of waiting for the next chapter, I forgot most of the stuff that happened on this manga. And now I actually rewatched this anime and reread the manga. Now I have change of opinions. But hey, I still remember a lot of stuff that happened. But after watching the first half of this series, very promising. They show that they can reach the same level as Frieren that I expected to be. I genuinely was afraid on how they're gonna pull this off based how creative their manga is. I was like, I don't know, they might make this series like any other isekai fantasy. They did not. They show uniqueness in the animation here too, and I am shockingly liked it. You know what do you expect? They probably saw how good Frieren is, and they were like, we need to make this really good, just like how they did to Frieren. We need to like actually make this show big, and they succeeded, and I love it. Also, I need to have a little rant. Okay, so I saw this trend in the internet about P3 as Gojo. The fuck is this? I'm sorry, what is this? What am I looking at? Why people think he is Gojo? That doesn't make sense. I guess I understand. It's because he looks similar to any other white hair character. You know, Kaneki and Gojo, apparently. So they're like, look guys, it's Fantasy Gojo. Look guys, look, it's him. It's him. Look how cool he is. It's Gojo. Bruh. Keifi is 100% not Gojo. I might make another video about why he is not Gojo and why he is probably worse than Gojo. Probably. It's just this dude is more mysterious. He has a lot to hide, and I get it. Gojo is similar like that, but in my opinion, I think Gojo has some weird god complex. That's how I feel by watching Gojo, and how the entire show is glazing this dude. I get it. Please spare me, JJK fans. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. This is what I saw with Gojo. You know what? Fine, I'll give you this. All of these white hair characters that resemble themselves as teachers, they all act similar like Kakashi. I understand, but I just see P3 a little different. I have a lot to say about this show, so why not we get into it? But how they set up their animation is so unique. They treat this anime like it's some kind of fairy tale book that you just randomly
I think I found something.
I got superpowers, bitch! Oh!
Like, I really love how they have this book transitioning where it's just moved to the next page and like some like creature just go right through the screen and then everything starts to animate. I personally like the dub more than the sub. I get it, sub is better, but it seems like there's this new era where they're taking dub extremely seriously now. I don't know. I just like how some of the characters have their own accent compared to like sub, where everything is just, you know, mainly Japanese. They don't share no different accents to, you know, make the character more interesting. Like, for example, I see the difference between humans and witches, the way they speak and the way they talk. Like, for example, when you are a witch, you sound more British. You sound more British or somewhere in Europe. While if you're a human, you are more American style. You know, like typical fantasies when they don't talk European. I would like to emphasize this point on why I think it's better to have an accent. You see, there's this underrated game called Reverse 1999 where every single character have their own accent, and because of that, everybody prefers the English version compared to any other language, because each character has their own accent and they sometimes speak to their own language. Just so interesting when these characters speak that way. If I see it on anime, personally, this is my personal take, I think it'll be 10 times better, but that's my opinion. Episode 1 was really good. I really like the background music where it reminds me of Promised Neverland. Also, I love Coco's determination in wanting to do magic. It is so poetic. I love how they draw on the animals. Like, everything is so magical. It really does seek me into this story. There's this scene, spoiler, where when after Coco found out how you can cast spells, she grabbed her picture book and drawn this random forbidden spell and accidentally crystallized everything. I just love when Kiefer was yelling at Coco like Dumbledore, where Dumbledore accuses Harry putting his name in the Goblet of Fire. That was funny. It just reminded me of that scene. Coco, what does this spell when you write a spell? Just like, I don't know. And then the part where she, okay, no, this should not be funny. It's not be funny. It's funny because how she panicked, but it's not funny how her mom got crystallized. Rest in peace to the mom. But the way he knocked out Kiki is so hilarious. Now let's get to episode 2. You know, episode 2 and 1, it's just, it gives a lot of information in these first 2 episodes that I just like to talk about. Skip to this timestamp if you don't want any more spoilers, because I want to talk about a lot. There's a lot of information. Right when they reach to the ATELIER, I really like the castle. It looks similar to the bunker that housed Moving Castle residing. Found that unique. Richie and Tatia loved them when they first introduced themselves. Later on in the story, I like Richie more. All right, I almost forgot. Remember I said that the intro sounds like A? I was right. Intro's good. But I would to talk about this part. About Tatia talking about this rumor about this outsider using forbidden magic, accidentally crystallized their mom and became someone's apprentice with their memories intact. And I saw people talking about it in the internet, and they're saying they know that Coco not a witch because of that. I don't think so. I just think that there is a brim cat witch who is pretending to be one of someone's apprentice. I think that's what everyone is thinking based on the rumor. Or maybe came from some poor witch family like Voldemort, where he came from a poor family in the middle of nowhere. It's probably similar like that. I think they just think that there's an outsider who is not from this circle full of witches. They're just outside of that circle, so they're just spreading this rumor to be like, hey, watch out for whatever this witch is. They're probably a brim cat. I don't think we should trust that. And I think in the manga, if I remember, I think they did talk about that, about how some people do not trust Coco because she's not from some witch family. They just think that Coco is probably some messiah with the brim caps. So a lot of people are just being a little prejudiced with this girl. All right, let's get into the spells that are prohibited, that are not allowed. You're not allowed to do these spells. All right, rule number 1, spell cast directly on the body. Number 2, can't cast transformation. Rule number 3, age altercation. Rule number 4, teleportation without a use of doors or convenience. Rule number 5, manipulating people's minds, such as warping their memories or trying to control them. Rule number 6, doing harm to a person. Rule number 7, healing them. But there's only one exception that you are allowed to do: erasing people's memories. And the only spells that you can only cast on are tools. Well, at least that I know of. But at first, I thought that these rules are lunacy. Like, what? Until you finally read the manga and catch up to what's going on in the later parts of the series, I understand why. This is why I love this world building. Because magic is not about, look, I can turn someone into a rabbit or something. It gives like a realistic side effects, like it's actual physics. It is so interesting that way. Anywho, the window way is kind of cool. I really like how it's like similar to that little chimbley thing in Harry Potter where you teleport to like different places that have a chimbley. But this one is a little different where you could just turn the window and it just teleport to like other places. It's like the nether portal when you create your little nether hub. It's kind of cool. I really like that. And lastly, there's a library called the Tower of Tomes where you have to beat the librarian's trial to get inside and get information of all the spells that has been sent there. Apparently, you can create a spell and it automatically archives at the Tower of Tomes, like it's some kind of storage room or something in your computer. It's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. I really need to reread this series, learn more about this world building.
Can we pretend that airplanes and the Night Sky are like shooting stars?
Episode 3 was diabolical. The way that Aggott, I got you. I got to love it. I'm sorry. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I got to get it. Okay, I'm sorry. Where Aggott sent Coco to the trial while she was not supposed to. Coco is not that experienced with drawing spells yet. She has to get ingrained with it. But Aggott really want to get rid of Coco. Just sent her to trial. Wow, Kifi literally said to Coco, do not go to the trial yet. You're not ready. Crazy. Speaking of Aggott, I also saw this random meme where they're saying that Aggott is like Sasuke. Oh my god, another Naruto reference. Like, damn. If you really want to give a reference of what Aggott is, she's more like Vegeta mixed with Killua. Like, she got Vegeta's motivation of wanted to be the best, while she got Killua where she is getting talked down into by her family, trying to expect her extremely high of her and talking down to her because she's not reaching their expectation. That is implying my guess on episode 7, even though I know more in the manga. But yeah, just want to give that point. And the reason why I said that she has a personality like Vegeta, because she has this ego of, I am supposed to be the best witch of all time, and I want to prove myself that I'm this best witch. This outsider should not go over past me, and I'm gonna get rid of her to show that I have higher class, that I am the best. Then, you know, Sasuke, where he's like, I want revenge against my brother type of deal, or I am edgy and being edgy this. Like, there is no scenes of Aggott trying to aura farm compared to Sasuke. Every time, like in the beginning of Naruto, that's all he does. Is him trying to aura farm in front of Naruto to seem himself like he's like the coolest, edgiest kid in the block. But I love how Coco proved her wrong. Like, the look at her face was like, dang, like she actually passed the trial. What? Crazy. Oh, crazy scene. And I didn't forget about ATELIER. Man, looks good looking. And look at her. I'm just so happy that we see Black characters show and other people of color. This show has a lot of representation, a lot, and I'm glad that they managed to balance it with the show so it doesn't be as obnoxious. All right, I'm gonna talk about the last few episodes, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Please let that train die. Please don't say 6, 7, please. I like that witch tool shop called the Starry Sword. It's actually kind of cool. You meet Mr. Nonoa and Tarta. Why is there a torta in my screen? I said Tarta, not torta. Mr. Nonoa is the owner of the store. He creates pins and ink for other witches. He's similar to that one guy who sells wands to wizards in Harry Potter, but I think he's a lot better. But I really love Mr. Nonoa's energy. Tarta, very interesting later on in the story. I think you should watch over it personally. Next, I want to talk about this brimcap witch named Ingwen. Very androgynous. I don't know their gender, but the way they voice act this character, oh my god. They sound like Galadriel from Lord of the Rings. Not from Rings of Power dog shit. I'm talking about Lord of the Rings. Coco, you will be great one day. Just at once. Weird stuff like that. So we got Evil Witch Galadriel. It's kind of insane how Ingwen sent the girls into a dimension with a really cool looking dragon now. I don't know why that dragon was so angry. I think based on Coco's description, the dragon was scared just like them. So it was aggressive, but a god again, bruh, a god. The way you snap at Coco is insane.
No. What were you thinking? Never touch a witch while she's drawing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, well, that's good to hear. You didn't mean to. You didn't mean to turn your mother to stone. And you didn't mean to put us all in danger. It's one accident after another, isn't it? But that doesn't mean it's not your fault. At least get it through your head how ignorant you are, and stop trying to do anything!
Is this nigga serious? Go fuck yourself.
I get it. Everyone was scared, same as Tartia, where she kind of almost blamed Coco. And yes, Coco did make a huge mistake, but dang, like, calm yourself down. When I read it and first saw that scene, I was like, dang, when they voice act the anger of a god yelling at Coco, my heart sank. I was like, damn, oh no. Now we see Arugio. Yes, finally we saw this dude animated. So excited to see Arugio more than anyone. He is one of my favorite characters. I get it. When he first introduced in this story, he's an asshole. But what can you expect? He is the witch for eye. He is a witch for eye. He is the witch for eye. He is the witch. He is a watchful eye. My god, why I can't say the word right. The watchful eye are like FBIs in this story. Pretty much, they just watch the ATELIER, making sure that nothing illegal is happening. Something sketchy happens, they always report to the Knight of the Marrows. And we're gonna get into them very soon. But whoever voice act Arugio, you're so good. He reminds me of Aragorn. I get it, another Lord of the Rings reference, but he does remind me of Aragorn. It's just so crisp. Now, lastly, I always talk about God a lot. Maybe one day I'll make an entire deep dive video about a god and Coco, and then talk about their well dynamic. But right now, a god is at it again, doing so many insane things. Okay, I get it. That sounds like Sasuke, but hear me out, please. This is more like Vegeta, personally. If Vegeta was a kid, I think he's gonna do exactly what a god's been doing in these few episodes I've been watching. Pretty much, she begged Keyfree, go on the front lines, you know, saving these group of people who got trapped in the river. But instead of, like, you know, pasting herself, her again wants to rush things over. And oh yeah, remember the scene that she said to Coco a couple of episodes back? Okay, so I have one criticism, but this one's quite silly. The Rain Cleaver. When I first saw it in the manga, I thought it was cool, but when I saw it animated, it's kind of lame. Personally, it's kind of lame. You're just swinging the sword at the river. When Kifi did that giant dragon spell, that cool giant dragon spell in the other episodes, I forgot to say, I'm sorry. He explained how he doesn't like skiing on water, so he constantly focusing on doing water spells so he doesn't get wet anymore. So why not create a tool that can do both? Like, for example, create a staff like Moses. And I was so serious to create this solution. I was actually thinking about looking up these sigils and make a staff myself for Keyfree to make. So he can just, you know, smack that king in the middle of the ocean and everything spreads. No one's gonna get wet. Everybody can easily evacuate and get their stuff with ease if he would have done the staff. I just think the sword is lame in this situation. And I'm glad that this episode came right when I was about to make this video, because it actually shows Aggott struggle, like a little example of how terrible her family is and what she's been through and why she is so mean to Coco. And Custis, oh Custis, this guy is also important to the story. Watch out for Custis. God bless for Custis. Now I want to talk about Easties, or Eastius. I don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry. I hate this nigga. I'll spare you the rant for now. I don't want to talk about the manga yet. I might do it later. You see him in this episode on how I hate this guy. You saw him how he is asked question later, erased now, and the disgust of his face. Like, look at his face. Look how the extreme hatred that he has towards these girls. And he's not even asking like, who did this? What happened? We need to investigate. No, this dude is like, stop resisting type of guy. This is the leader of the Knights Morales, the worst leader of all fiction. Like, you can name like the worst. He beats that. He beats that. I hate this guy. Every time I see him on screen, I just get angry. I want to punch something. I do not like this character. That's pretty much it with the spoiling part. I guess I'll get back to my opinion of this show. Those of you who skipped to this time step, I'm sorry. This show is just so good. I really love this show. This is one of the shows that I'm extremely passionate about. Those of you who never watched this anime before and just watched the entire video, thank you. And I'm sorry that I spoiled mostly a lot about this show. But based on me talking about this, you can tell that this show is good. It's actually really good. To be honest, I don't have anything to criticize on except for the sword. That's pretty much it so far. They did extremely well with this series. They went creative based on how they did their transition. Like how the manga, and they're like drawing outside of the panels, it gives me the same vibe with the show, where it's just each sequence have their own little chapter transition. The show like is a book, and I really love that. Well, the show is not over, so I'm not gonna give a rating. I'll probably make a video about the rest of the first season, but so far I love it. Once again, I've been thinking, should I talk about the manga more, or should I just talk about the rest of the series and just keep making videos as the show progresses, or both? You guys tell me in the comments. And while you're at it, tell me in the comments on why or why not Keyfree and Aggott is Sachio Gojo and Sasuke. This is so silly. I'm going to sleep. Stay hunted, Boofy out.